Hey guys, welcome to Earthit. Hope all of you are safe and healthy. Thank you so much for subscribing my channel, and it's really a great gesture. So first for this we are going to prepare a very simple art decor. Over here we'll be using old glass and dabbing acrylic paint because that gives a very thin finish. At the same time it gets the finish completely throughout the bottle. So even if you want to add in lights inside, it's going to reflect well. The next material we'll be using is crepe paper. Crepe paper is a textured paper that we'll be using to create flowers and leaves if you want to. So it's very easy to handle crepe paper. All you have to do is just fold it multiple times. The thickness of the paper is really light, so we can fold it even 8 to 10 times, and the cutting or the trimming of them is going to be super easy. Next thing we need to consider while doing is the texture. So over here we'll be using the vertical texture. The earlier petals that I had made was horizontal texture. So the vertical or the linear texture, we have the flexibility to expand it along the texture line. So if you could notice, wherever we have the texture line, we can actually expand it, and this paper actually holds the shape pretty well. So we can experiment with different types of flowers. So for example, I'm doing rose here. We can do daisy, champa, and there are like so many different types of flowers that we can actually experiment with. It's easy to stick with white glue itself, so you do not have to worry about using a silicone glue or a super glue. This is very quick in sticking, but it will take a little time because it's going to be a little messy if you have Fevicol or white glue stuck in your hand, and it's going to be a little tough because the paper also starts sticking onto your hand. Next thing is, for creating any type of flowers, we're just going to stick alternative layers or multiple layers of it. So for creating a rose, I'm just adding up alternative layers of these petals. So if you could notice, it's just alternative layers and winding around throughout the toothpick. Toothpick is easily available, and these papers are also very affordable. They are so inexpensive, so anyone can afford it, and all of us can actually make a beautiful craft out of it. So this craft is like super easy, super budget friendly. At the same time, it will give a nice ambience, again depending on your taste and depending upon how exactly you want that particular art piece to be. So once you're done, I'm just going to stick these types of roses around the bottle, and it's going to be very minimal, barely minimal. So I'm just going to use like 3 to 4 different types of roses and 3 to 4 different types of flowers. That's it. So over here I'm using a combination of black with red as a major dominant color and yellow as a secondary color. So this is yellow ochre of crepe. The shade is yellow ochre. Again, we are just winding around the toothpick, and toothpick will actually act as a good base, and we can stick it really well. It's going to be easy, but the only thing that we need to consider while using a crepe paper is it might stick to our hands. So we just have to be a little cautious on that. Keep your hands clean while you're working with crepe paper, else there are high chances for the crepe to get stuck to your hand and get ripped off. So the next thing is you just experiment with different types of shapes and flowers. All you want to do, I am just creating a very simple minimal decor over here. This is using the same technique. These is like what we basically do in acrylic. Easy to stick with Fevicol, so it just sticks quickly and there is no mess around in that. I have just topped it up with a bow, and this piece looks complete. So hope this video was useful. Meet you guys in the next video. Until then, namaste.